know, when my midwife told me I needed a doula, I didn't really think I did because, well, for one, I had a midwife, and number two, I delivered babies, so I really knew what it was all about. But, you know, I decided to go ahead and take her advice because she was someone I trusted.
It seems to me that, especially here in the US, that people have this idea that giving birth is a pathological process or something really scary and not natural. And obviously it's not like that at all. And having a doula that can both advocate for you, but also just teach you about the process and coach you through it and make it just a beautiful process. I mean, I can't speak highly enough of that.
And so when I look back on all of the preparation that we did together, I think that it was one of the key things that helped me mentally and emotionally and spiritually prepare for birth.
What is a doula? This is a question that I hear often. And so I'd like to just use this opportunity to shed light for folks on what it is that I do and just sort of the importance of the role of a doula. Doulas provide support to women and their partners throughout the entire process of childbirth. And so that means before the birth, during labor itself, and postpartum as well. And I consider doulas to be emotional caretakers, supporting women and families throughout the entire process with emotional support, physical support, and information along the way.
Prior to meeting Rebecca, prior to the pregnancy, I'd never even heard the word doula. It was a completely new concept, new job description to me. And I mean, I was kind of skeptical because, you know, there are a lot of complexities and expenses in preparing for a birth and a lot of things to think about. And in a way, I thought of it as, you know, like I just didn't know it. I was skeptical because I thought maybe it would just be like a needless complication to have this other person. But then once we looked into it and once we decided to have a doula and chose Rebecca, I started to see like how her role was unique from the midwife or from mine or, you know, from whoever might be at the birth. And when it was all said and done, she was sort of the consistent through line through the whole experience. She was there at every step, and she was able to back us up and give us something to rely on, somebody to rely on. During the labor, during the delivery, I mean, I can just remember so many times where I would look over and it was like, you know, Rebecca was like the person, the kind of like voice of reason and calm in this storm.
It was very helpful for me to have those prenatal appointments with Rebecca and bonding with her, because it was important too, because she's going to be with us at birth. And so to me, it was more important to bond and have her be as part of the family besides the knowledge. I think to me, the knowledge was like, I knew that it was important, and I know that it's important, but more importantly for myself, it was important for me to recognize her as a family member that I can trust and lean on her.
All the information that she gave us definitely sort of calmed us and allowed us to look forward to this experience and not be nervous about what might actually take place. We knew we were in good hands with Rebecca, so we could kind of relax and rest easy knowing that if anything came up that was unusual or unexpected, she would have had experience to be able to help us through that. So it calmed me down and made me feel confident that we could go through this together.
The sort of toolkit, the doula toolkit that I bring with me is really a toolkit of ideas for labor progress and comfort that can be used in a variety of settings. I mean, in homes, birth centers, and hospitals, wherever a woman is choosing to give birth. The support of a doula, I think, is incredibly valuable. In the hospital setting, usually the doctor or midwife will arrive kind of right at the end when pushing begins, or when we're really ready to receive the baby into the world. And so up until that time, without having a doula, you're kind of on your own. With your nurse, absolutely, but again, that person may be unknown to you until you meet her. And so again, I think that the assurance of having someone with you who you know and who really knows you is tremendously powerful, and can really instill a great deal of confidence in the couple about the process.
You know, looking back on it, it kind of amazes me that every woman doesn't have a doula with them during pregnancy and labor, and then for afterwards, because, you know, I think this process really should be one that's a process where a woman is supported by her whole community. And often I don't think we have our whole community around us. We don't have all of our extended family, and even if we do, they often aren't familiar with birth and the process and how to really be supportive through that. And so the role of a doula, I think now, is even more important because I think they really can provide that for women. And now I actually encourage everyone who I help through labor to get a doula because it was such a powerful experience for me.
My favorite statistic, which is just there's a greater level of satisfaction after a birth experience with a doula, statistically speaking, as well as a greater satisfaction in the postpartum period with a couple's baby. And that to me is, that's the ultimate goal, to help a family transition into parenthood safely and successfully together.